There are three pitfalls into which most of the Jaimini scholars fall, and most of the people who want to make use of Jaimini for predictions fall. Number one is the dasha order. They forget. I have given in the book in a systematic way, there will be no difficulty. Number two will be the counting of the dasha periods which you are doing. Right? Number three, where I repeatedly warn you always, is in counting of the dasha periods of two rashis. One is Scorpio and the other is Aquarius. Count in the other 10 cases, there is no difficulty. In these two cases, Scorpio and Aquarius, there are special rules applicable. Scorpio has two lords. Mars is well known to you, Ketu is another lord. Aquarius has two lords. Saturn is well known. Rahu is the other lord. Rahu. So I am coming to point number three, where people commit mistakes. In counting the periods of Scorpio and in counting the periods of Aquarius, generally mistakes are committed. Scorpio has two lords. Aquarius has two lords. The two lords of Scorpio are Mars and Ketu, and the two lords of Aquarius are Saturn and Rahu. So when you are counting the dasha periods of these rashis, special rules come into play. Which I have given in the book, but I will make you do some exercises. In this case, taking this up, when you reach the Scorpio dasha, you are finding both lords. Ketu where? Ninth house in Sagittarius, and Mars. Okay. Now what is the degree of Ketu? And what is the degree of Mars? So which is higher? So count up to Mars. The stronger of the two will prevail. So once you count up to Mars, where do you reach? Pardon? 1960, 1970, right? These exercises of Scorpio and Aquarius, I will give you a lot of instances tomorrow and day after. Right in the class, trap you into some mistake. I will come with a pre-planned program. Because unless you commit that mistake, you will not know, because the crux of a prediction comes out of the calculation of the correct dasha. Now when you go to Sagittarius, who is the Lord? Counting order is what? Now see the group there. Right? Dhanu say direct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minus 1. Where do you reach? 19. Next we go to Capricorn. Who is the Lord? Pardon? And what is the method of counting? So you count it, how many? Pardon? Ten. Now again we go next to Aquarius. There are two lots here. Two lots. Aquarius has two lots. Saturn and Rahu. Between the two, who is stronger? Why? Higher degree. Now counting is pardon?
We had 9 houses away and therefore 8 years.
हाँ 8 years कहाँ गया? यहाँ. अच्छा so 87. I mean here. 8 years ना 70 से 78. And 78 too, we had how much for 10 years? 88.
For either figuring Karakamsha or calculating dasha order, do you give any notice to retrograde planet?
No. Then 11. 1988. How many years you got? Pardon? 11. That makes it 99. Then you come last to Pisces. 1999. How do you count? Backward. So how many years you get? 7. So 1999 to 2006. Now you have done the full calculation. But anyway, this was the period in which he died. I have given this in this latest book of mine, Yogi's Destiny and the Wheel of Time, how my Guruji while walking on the road told him, all three of us will be there only for 30 years more. In 1948 he said, you, your wife and myself. That is the yogis. So he had shown me his horoscope in 1978 when I was leaving Calcutta. I had nothing good to tell him. 1980 March he died. My Guruji, his wife died. 1980 June my Guruji left his body. 1980 September he left his body. The man whose horoscope I had given. And 30 years ago, walking on the road, my Guruji had said, 30 years more we three will be there in this world, and within a space of 6 months all three of us will leave it. So I have compared an astrological prediction with a yogic vision. So here, why this dasha? The Capricorn dasha and the Dhanu dasha had to prove bad for him, for his wife, etc. I will be taking up during this course. But this you will preserve yourself. This you will preserve, because then later I will give you his wife's horoscope also. I am going to give you examples some outside the book also. So you will have more examples before you. In any case, you will kindly read the book before coming to my class every time. It will make my task easier. I can make you do more exercises, and I can make each one of you work on your own horoscope in the class. Right? You can have a properly calculated char dasha and the sub periods right here in the class. So apart from the textbook examples I have given. Now I go to the next point. Char dasha order, char dasha calculation. Now the char dasha controversy.
I'm stuck on one point. How do you determine which is direct and which is indirect? Is it always fixed for all charts?
Pardon?
How do you determine which group of signs are direct and which are indirect?
It is fixed.
It's fixed. One will
It is fixed. Now, the controversy in Jaimini which I have raised, I must refer to honestly. I have mentioned it. I got published my articles in 1992, January, February, March, April, May, 5 months, showing my difference with all the Jaimini scholars who have written commentaries on Jaimini about the calculation of char dasha over a period of more than 2000 years. I said, here in one place I will make a departure. I am not accepting their calculations. In one place, normal standard deduction of 1 year is, there is no dispute about it. The dispute is that if a planet is exalted, give 1 year extra plus. That is the controversy. Which means, suppose you are counting the dasha of Pisces and Jupiter is in Cancer. So normally you will count up to 9, minus 1, then again plus 1. Which means 9 will remain 9. Right? The controversy is, in the case of an exalted planet, there should be an additional plus. After all the normal procedure. And in the case of a debilitated planet, there should be an additional minus. That is what all Jaimini commentators have written. Right? In doing it, I came across a case where Jupiter was in Sagittarius, in Capricorn. Now here comes in a very interesting puzzle for you. Now Jupiter is in Capricorn and Jupiter is in Aquarius, Cancer. So you will say plus, one additional plus. So you will say one additional minus. Once you say an additional plus, it may not cause so much confusion yet. But once you say an additional minus, it will cause a confusion. Why? I will tell you. How will you count in the case of Sagittarius? Direct. 1, 2. So you take 2 years. Minus 1 is equal to, then minus 1 will be equal to, I got stuck very badly in one case. I said this means in Sagittarius there will be 0 Sagittarius dasha in this case. Which means in the case of anyone who has got a debilitated Jupiter, the Dhanu dasha will always be 0. Now you understand my difficulty. I could not sleep that night. Then I said, all right, I do not give any extra deduction. Therefore, let me not give any extra addition. And try all the horoscopes again. So, I am not giving any extra plus, any extra minus as other commentators have said. And I went on testing, and I wrote out an astrological magazine. Published in 1992. All Jaimini scholars were annoyed with me. None of them had the courage to attack me. I said, you have to prove your point. I am proving my point. I have the courage of conviction to make a departure and publish my research. Don't abuse me, that you can do. You are welcome to abuse me. But if you want to attack me technically, you will have to work on your own horoscopes and show me that I am wrong. So I am not taking. Why? I will come to. I have given this case with a particular reason. From this book, I will discuss this case study. Yogis of time. Because the Dhanu dasha has a very special significance in Jaimini astrology. There is one separate chapter in this book of mine. Be careful about Sagittarius dasha. Sagittarius dasha is one of those rare dashas which can take you sky high, which can bring you down, which can like saying that he can have the Rashi dashas of only 12 houses, of only 11 houses, not 12 houses. It is almost like saying that in Vinshotri dasha, this man will have only 8 dashas, not 9 dashas. But if I were to publish my research, P.S. Shastri, Dr. Raman, Irangati Rangacharya, every well-known Sitaram Jha, every great well-known scholar, living or dead, would be upset. What do? Show the truth of my research or accept it blindly as a dogma. I have a supreme advantage which is also supreme disadvantage. I have to stand up before students 416 Bharati Vidya Bhavan, draw on the board and explain to them. Every day I have to go through that fire every time I teach in the class. Someone like you will shoot a question, what do you say about this? Other people can very easily escape, they have written a book, it is published. But we cannot escape. Myself and Dr. Charak, we can't escape. We are teaching, we are facing fire every day, every time we are teaching. And we have super intelligent students. So they say, sir, how do you show this result? So I went on working, I said, no, there cannot be minus Rashi dasha at all. 0 Rashi dasha for any Rashi. If there is no 0 Rashi dasha, this problem arises only because of Sagittarius. Remember this. If I had not come across this problem of Sagittarius having 0 years, then I would have never discovered this fallacy. Anyone who has got a debilitated Jupiter will have Sagittarius dasha as 0.
For Sagittarius long.
Pardon?
For Sagittarius long.
For Sagittarius problem. So from here I went back and recalculated all my horoscopes. Then came to the timing. From here followed the other step. I will not give extra plus for exalted planet. In my own horoscope, I have Jupiter in Cancer, exalted. Mercury in Virgo, exalted. In my own case, to it being Tula Lagna, I made my calculations. When I had my Sagittarius period, whether I take for Sagittarius ascendant, if Jupiter is here, normally according to the book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minus 1 plus 1, which means I will get full 8 years, but I took 7 years. You have got my point? Any confusion? In my case, I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 normally. Minus 1, 7. But being exalted plus 1 again, 8. And looked at the events. I was not satisfied. So I said, if I don't take any extra plus, what happens? I came closer to the event, a very important event of my life then. A very, very important event of my life which changed my life. Then again, proceeding further, when I reached Pisces, I faced the same problem. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minus 1 plus 1. So twice in my life, once I have the Sagittarius dasha, and second time when I had the Pisces dasha, I had the occasion to test and see whether an extra addition for an exalted planet really gave me the result or not. I said no. Then I will not take an extra addition also. Then, well, I reach this dasha also. I have my exalted Mercury here. In direct counting 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, then plus 1, 4. I took only 3 years. So my whole problem came up from debilitated Jupiter, which means Capricorn has Jupiter and you are counting the dasha of Sagittarius. You will have to give 0 years there. So I had to upset a 3,000-year-old tradition of counting the dasha. No one attacked me. I said, you'll have to attack me and prove me wrong. Which means there is some missing link somewhere. In some commentary it will be available sometime later where they will show in which case actually you can make an extra deduction or extra addition, or maybe Jaimini never meant it, but some commentator interpolated it. Likely. What happens is, over a period of generation, when you are all the time running away from invaders, hiding the manuscripts here and there, and the knowledge was being transmitted from father to son, someone would have mislearned the lesson perhaps, or learnt it wrongly, would have put it like this. Because I was not prepared to believe that there could ever be 0 Rashi dasha for any Rashi, 0 years for any Rashi. So from here my investigation started. Quality. Well, when it comes to quality of the dasha and results, I will show you in a different way. Then, so the controversy was about extra minus or extra plus. So please remember, there I take 100% responsibility for what I am teaching you. It is very likely someone from India will come and say that Rao has taught you wrongly. You can ask them. Rao has published these articles in Astrological magazine in 1992. It has been tested by thousands of students on thousands of horoscopes in the Bharati Vidya Bhavan. No one has proven it wrong. If you theoretically say that this is wrong, we are not prepared to accept. In practice, you have to show that what you have understood works. Right? Pardon? Yes, you can have more than 5 minutes break, because in any case I need tea. I need tea. I have been talking. Shall we make a 10-minute break or 15-minute break? Okay. Yes. You are practicing astrology, are you not? Where? Have always had extraordinarily subtle and elaborate methods and extraordinarily small, short methods of approaching a problem. Vishnu Sahasranam you have heard about. It is my universal prescription to people. Anyone in facing any type of problem, any Mahadasha, any Antardasha, if you can do Vishnu Sahasranam, you don't need to do anything else. But then it is the most difficult of the stotras. Om Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu Bhuta Krit Bhuta Bhrit Bhavo Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavana Bhutatma Paramatma Cha Muktanam Paramagati Avyayah Purushah Sakshi Kshetragyo Akshara Evacha. Like this it goes on. 1000 names. Parashara has prescribed this. Last night we were continuing with that theme about, no, I'll tape it for you, rest assured. Because he was very keen, he said, what about Graha Shanti subject? Why don't you take it up and tell us? I said, look here, I have my difficulties, we discuss some. I don't mind doing it. Now, Goddess Parvati asked Lord Shiva, if we are very busy someday and are not able to do Vishnu Sahasranam, what is the shortcut? For an emergency, there should be a shortcut, right? So she said, Sri Rama Rama Rame Tirame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Simple. You do this and it is equal to Vishnu Sahasranam, but in emergency situations. Don't make it daily one, right? Similarly, in emergency situations, I use some tricks of Jaimini, which I will be teaching you day after tomorrow, after I am sure that you are understanding and you are able to race with me. So when you are coming to my Jaimini class, Every time, please read the chapter beforehand like a textbook and come. I wrote this book for our students in Bharati Vidya Bhavan, but I kept the American audience before my mind always. In Bharati Vidya Bhavan, I had not to drop so many tables and explain to them, because in India we do it always mentally. But here, everywhere I have given you table of dashas. You have seen that. You are see this lagna. How will dasha order be? You can find out yourself. But the principle is what you must remember. And if you do it mentally, your concentration will increase. Those who do not want to discuss a horoscope mentally without that being drawn on the board or on a paper cannot develop astrological predictive skill at all. Right? Can you just read out your horoscope to me?
Yes. Aquarius, Lagna.
Aquarius, Lagna. Others should be able to hear. Aquarius, Lagna.
Jupiter in the Lagna.
Jupiter in the Lagna. I'll teach Jaimini in a very relaxed way, and what I am trying with Mary and Cook is what you are going to try with your horoscope. You will keep your horoscope before your minds, right? Best way of teaching, right? Go ahead. Aquarius ascendant, Jupiter in Lagna. Okay.
Rahu in the second in Sagittarius.
Rahu in the
Second in Sagittarius.
how can it be second and Sagittarius?
Oh. Pisces.
Pisces. Okay. Okay. Then
And then in Leo, the Sun, Moon,
Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus,
and Saturn.
Sun, Moon, Venus, Saturn in Leo. ठीक है, 1, 2, 4, 2, 6, 7. Sun, Moon, Venus,
And Saturn.
and Saturn.
And in Virgo,
Yes, Ketu,
Mercury and Ketu.
right?
And in Mars, Mars is in Libra.
Right. Now I'll ask you questions in the language of Jaimini. All of you, please keep only your horoscope before your, don't write down. Concentrate on your horoscope, at least that you know. Every one of you at least know your horoscope. Which is your Atma Karaka, which is your Dara Karaka, which is your Bhatra Karaka, which is your Matra Karaka, where is he? Now do it mentally. Or if you have not worked out, work it out, close it and tell me mentally. The highest is Atmakaraka, the second highest Amatrikaraka, the third highest Bhatrakaraka, fourth Matrakaraka, fifth Pitrakaraka, Putrakaraka, Jatikaraka, Darakaraka. So work out. Have you done it? Now I am using a technical language of Jaimini and you will understand it very easily. I am at the moment passing through Kark, where I have my Amatikarak. Now have you understood language? I am passing through Kark, where I have my Amatya Karak. Clear? No, not clear. I am passing through Kark, which means Cancer. Kark is I. If you ask me technically what is the dasha you are passing through, I say Kark Mahadasha, Kark Antardasha. And what is in Kark? My Amatya Karak, my exalted Jupiter is there. Amatya Karak, which means the planet with the second highest degree. Amatya Karak is the planet with the second highest degree. I will give you relaxation today, not 0.5% relaxation tomorrow. No concessions. Tomorrow when I talk in this language, from this Rashi Dasha you see the Jnati Karak is in the 6th. Don't tell me, please explain. No. When I say from this Rashi Dasha Jnati Karak is in the 6th, you definitely mean what I am saying is from this Dasha, the planet 6th in the order is in the 6th house from this house. Understand? That is the technical language I will be using tomorrow, not today. Right? Why I have said that is, I started my Cancer period or Kark period in 1985 of 10 years or 9 years. 86. I started in 86, 9 years. Now you may say, if you started your period of Kark in 1986, 9 years later, today, how are you saying this? You are running the Kark Mahadasha and also the Kark Antardasha 9 years later. The total period is 9 years. So how do you say the sub period of is also of Kark? Therefore, I will come to a great exception of counting the sub periods in Jaimini Dasha. In Jaimini, every Mahadasha takes its Antardasha last, not first. In Vinshotri, you know, Saturn Mahadasha will have first Saturn Antardasha. Right? Then Mercury, Ketu, Venus, Sun. In Jaimini, the exception is every dasha will take its own Antardasha last and not first. Is it clear? I have given that in the book also. So when I started Kark Dasha, the first sub period was Mithuna. And it went on like this: Mithuna, Vrishab, Mesh, Meen, Kumbh, Makar, Dhanu, Vrishchik, Tula, Kanya, Simha. Now it is ending. The last part of Kark Dasha. It will be followed in my case by Simha Dasha. Now I am talking the technical language. So in Char Dasha, what are you finding? The Rashi Dashas are changing. Right? You are today passing through Kark Dasha. Like me, you may next pass on to Simha Dasha. When I was born, I was having the Dasha of Tula. It was followed by Vrishchika, followed by Dhanu. Last year, when I was teaching this Jaimini, Someone asked me, why do you insist that Americans should learn Jaimini? I said, I insist that every astrologer should learn Jaimini, not merely Americans, but I said Americans should learn it a little more than others. He said, why? I said, when I was coming to USA from India, I had as my companion a very famous Indian environmentalist. His name is Sundarlal Bahuguna. He got lot of international prizes for his Chipko movement. Between me and him, I don't know who was thinner, I don't know, and who was lighter, I do not know. But both were dressed in pajama and kurta in that KLM plane, others were all in different dress. But anyway, we were the thinnest and the weakest men physically in the plane, that I can tell you. We got down at Amsterdam when we had to change over. He took his bag, I took my bag, both of us started walking. Then he looked at me and he said in Hindi, Zamana badal gaya hai. Times have undergone a change. I know, of course, times have undergone a change, but I wanted to know in what context he was saying. पहले आदमी चलता था, सड़क खड़ी रहती थी. अब सड़क चलता है और आदमी खड़ा रहता है. Which means, he said, earlier it was the man who used to walk and it was the road which used to stand still. Now see these people, all those people are on the conveyor belt. Right? Only we two are walking. Okay, look here, the road is walking, these people are standing, but we two as human Indians are walking in a normal way. So times have undergone a change. Now roads walk and men don't walk. Right? In Char Dasha, what is happening? Your Lagna is undergoing a change, almost. You are not in 1995 what you were in 1980. You are not what you were in 1987. You see, your life is undergoing a change every moment. Change is the law of life, nature. Every moment there is change. The autumn comes, the spring comes. So when you begin to look at a particular thing from one angle, I am standing here and I am looking at it. When I come and stand here, I look at it, the angle undergoes a change. When I go outside the room and see through the window, the glass panel, I have a different view. When I come here and see, I have a different view. I go there and see, I have a different view. So similarly, in Char Dasha, what is happening, because before I take you to the predictive aspects of Char Dasha, you have to understand these principles. And calculation of Char Dasha, you will take the help of all these people. He has offered, you will have to offer. You will have to these two people, so 4, 5, 6, you will do that. You will do that, Julia. You will do that. So Char Dasha calculation, you must all, when you find time today, sit with them and do that so that you are able to save my time. Then I can make you do a lot of exercises on the board. If you want me to work out the whole Char Dasha calculation, you will be asking me to devote more time to something which you can avoid. In other words, I want you to do homework before coming to me now. Right? Everyone sitting here should be able to calculate Char Dasha himself or herself thoroughly. And the exceptions I have made about debilitation and exaltation is what you have to do when you discuss my method. Therefore, I want an additional blank chart to be used by all of you. The horoscope you had noted down of 1908, isn't it, birth? October 26, 1908. Now this is the Lagna. Okay? Now what were the Karakas? Where is the Atma Karaka? Pardon? Venus. Which is the Atma Karaka? Venus. In which Rashi? So I am writing AK here. Okay? Which is the Amatya Karaka? Pardon? Where? Libra. AMK. Now Bhatra Karaka. Where is? Matra Karaka. Putra Karaka. Pardon? Where is? Putra Karaka. Jnati Karaka. Saturn. Dara Karaka. Then where is Rahu? Now you are on the conveyor belt in Amsterdam airport. When this person was passing through the dasha of Aries, Mesh, where was the Atma Karaka? In the 5th house. When he was passing through the dasha of Vrishab, where was the Atma Karaka? In the 4th house. You see, you are passing through, you are almost changing your Lagna. Every time the dasha is changing, you are almost changing your Lagna. So the different view you have of life, right? From a different angle. Your changes of your life are reflected brilliantly with the changing dasha of Jaimini Chardasha. So this and he gave me horoscopes when he was passing through this period, I think before 78. What are the calculation? Sagittarius period he had when?
From 70 to 78.
78. Then came the period of Capricorn. Have I dictated the Navansha here? Now please write down the Navansha. The Navansha Lagna is Tula, Libra. Saturn in Tula. Second house Rahu, Scorpio. Third house Venus, Sagittarius. Fourth house Sun. Right? Capricorn. Fifth house Mercury. Eighth house in Taurus you have Moon and Ketu. Ninth house Mars. Ninth house is Jaimini. 11th house Jupiter. That is in Leo. I'll go stage by stage. I'll not make it very heavy for you. Now you please tell me what were the Karakas. I have not noted down. Atma Karaka was Venus. And AMK, BK, MK, pardon? PK, GK, DK, pardon? Sun. We don't have different colors of chalks here. We have only this one color, I think. Okay. Pardon? I'll need it. When I am teaching Jaimini, I need multicolored scheme always. Right? Anyway, then I'll now write down the Navansha here. The Lagna is Tula, Saturn, Rahu, Venus, Sun, Mercury, Moon, Mars, Jupiter. Right? Who is the Dara Karaka? Now I will just mark this. In this opening chapter of this book, Yogi's Destiny and Wheel of Time, I have taken the husband's horoscope and the 30 years ago walking, my Guruji had told them, 30 years more we will live together, and within a space of 6 months we will leave this world. I didn't know anything about it. I have written here, how a brilliant Angusta Shastri had come who looking at the thumb could give you brilliant predictions. Everyone went to him, but this man Chandi Babu, he never bothered. I asked him, why don't you? He said, I know all about my future. I said, how? He said, 30 years ago Guruji told me in 1948 while walking on the road. I have given that incident. Finally, how I got his horoscope and his wife's horoscope. I worked out the dasha. This is appeared, of course, in the Astrological magazine. Serialized. I am looking at it. Vinshotri dasha also, Char dasha also. I use many other dashas of Jaimini. In Vinshotri it was Mercury-Venus period. Suppose. Let me see. It was Venus-Mercury period in Vinshotri. Venus is the 7th house, right? For Mesh Lagna, Venus is the 7th lord, representing the wife. Mercury is the 6th lord of diseases. He had first shown me his wife's horoscope. I looked at it. He asked me, what have you to say? I said, I don't give predictions to sadhakas at all. A spiritual practitioner should not go to an astrologer. Why go at all? Do astrology beautifully for others. Supreme is God, not an astrologer. So anyway, when he insisted, I saw it. I wanted to avoid him. I had nothing good to tell him. He said, what do you see? First his wife's horoscope. I'll discuss that in the later session. Sickness. One day he came, he said, doctors have detected cancer of the breast or something. Few days after he came, he said they have operated upon it successfully. He was very happy. There are times when I wish my astrological prediction to go wrong. I don't mind getting a bad name if you are happier. If that bad prediction I have given to you fails. What is more important is your happiness, not the fulfillment of my bad prediction. Right? But here was a very hopeless case. He said the doctor said it is successful. I kept quiet. I retained, I wished doctors were right and my astrology was wrong. Then he gave me his horoscope also. Now when I got his horoscope, I worked on it. In Vinshotri, he was passing through the dasha of Venus, 7th lord, and Mercury, the 6th lord. And Mercury posited in the 7th house. Right? Very clearly you can see Vinshotri dasha. Now see the same thing from Jaimini's dasha. When he gave me his wife's horoscope, he was passing through Sagittarius, ending. 1978 I was transferred to Delhi from Calcutta. I knew now he would enter Capricorn dasha. Right? He would enter the dasha of Capricorn. Now I'll use two terms for you, which I'll keep on using repeatedly. Very easy, I've given in the book. One is the planet which has the highest degree, you know, is Atmakaraka, right? The planet which has the highest degree goes into some Navansha. Now, which is the Navansha? It has gone into here. So the Navansha occupied by Atmakarak is known as Karakansha. Right? The Navansha occupied by Atmakarak is known as Karakansha. Here again there has been a controversy between North Indian and South Indian astrologers. South Indian astrologers put the entire take the entire Navansha and put Karakansha there. That is what Dr. Raman has done in his book. North Indian astrologers take the Karakansha and put it in the birth horoscope. That difference is there, conflict is going on. Here I find North Indian horoscopes, astrologers answering my need better. But I will not deal with this controversy now, I will produce a major research on it later. For the time being, all that I want to tell you, the word Karakansha means the Navansha occupied by Atmakarak, right? In this case, the Karakansha is Dhanu. Clear? Dara Karak, you know, is the planet with least degrees out of the 7, right? What is the Dara Karak of this house, of this horoscope? Now, therefore, I will use another word, Dara Karakansha. Okay? In 1978, when I was leaving Calcutta on a transfer to Delhi, when he came and told me, well, doctors have said everything is okay, I then had asked him and he had told me, 30 years ago, Guruji had told him while walking on a road, we will be here in this world for 30 years more. After that, within a space of 6 months, you, your wife and myself, all the three will leave the world. That is the siddhi of a yogi. So when I was leaving, I had seen his